Welcome to another video and welcome to New York, a city that never sleeps. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 best free places to visit to get a real feel of New York. First up would be the Grand Central Station, where history and architecture collides. Marvel at its amazing design and history. Next up, I'll take you on a stroll through Central Park as we leave behind New York's hustle and find solace in lush greenery. And no trip to New York would be complete without a visit to the dazzling, neon-lit wonderland that is Times Square. Brace yourself for a sensory overload of flashing billboards, street performers, and the energetic pulse of the city. So lace up your walking shoes, grab your camera, and let's dive into the best freebies the city has to offer. What's up guys, I'm at the Grand Central Station here in New York, and this is actually the main transportation hub, which is kind of the central part of New York. And this is absolutely huge, about 70 acres of development with 70 platforms, 44 tracks, and it's pretty huge. And it's not only huge in terms of its size, but if you see the history that is there in this building itself, in this terminal, and also the design is great, because this is not only a transportation hub for New Yorkers, but it is actually a very good tourist spot to learn about the history. So I'm actually at the lowest level right now, where there is a food court and you have all the options you can imagine. You can have coffee, you can have a glass of wine or beer, or if you want a burger, there's a Shake Shack right here, which is pretty famous over here in US. And then we have Luke's, which is voted to be the New York's best lobster roll. And we have Donut Factory as well, or Donut Plant actually over here. So if you have those cravings, you can satisfy those. And one of the most important place here, or you can say the famous place here, is Magnolia's Bakery. So Magnolia's cakes are really famous, and they're famous because they're made in small batches and right there. So you can say nothing is pre-made, no pre-made mix is used, and it's just their own preparation, which is done on the spot every day. So one very interesting feature over here is right in front of the Oyster Bar and Restaurant is that these tiles that are laid out above on the ceiling actually. So what happens is that if you are standing diagonally on any of the corners over here, say I'm standing here, and if I whisper here, the voice will actually travel from here to the diagonally opposite column. So I can stand here, and if somebody's standing over there, if I whisper something here, the voice actually travels on here. So this is actually a pretty good spot where people propose their loved ones, their girlfriend or boyfriend. So you can see a lot of people trying. See that guy over there, and I'm sure his girlfriend is there. Yeah. So that is again pretty interesting. So now I'm at the upper level, and this is where the magic begins. This is where you can see how beautiful this place actually is and what makes it worth visiting. So if you see all around, there are art pieces everywhere, from the ceiling to the windows to that clock over there, and those. We're going to start with the ceiling, which is an artwork in itself, which is depicting a galaxy. If you look closely, everything is beautifully done over here. But you will notice a small spot in the ceiling which is left intentionally. So the story behind it is, when they were renovating this place, they wanted to retain that black spot. So that black spot was actually retained to show the amount of work that has been put into. So that is how the ceiling looked before the entire station was redone and made into how it is today. The interesting fact over here is, so those are the windows which are actually pathways which are connected to several offices. So continuing on from there, there is a Grand Central Market as well, where you get a lot of your grocery needs fulfilled. You can have fresh fruits, you have seafood over here, fish, crabs, everything. And then we have cheese and caviar as well. A lot of variety of cheese is there. This also has a good selection of chocolates, delight. You can get a lot of spices, Indian spices as well over here. And the smell is just amazing. And right at the end we have this bakery with a lot of selection of bread and pastry, which actually look pretty delicious to me. So from the Central Market, I think we can move on to the exit at the 42nd Street, from where we can see the exterior, because exterior is equally impressive. So it's not only the interior that they have worked upon and they have preserved history, it is the exterior as well, which is, I think, inspired a lot by Greek sculptures. And so right at the top we can see the scriptures, and the clock that you see is made by Tiffany and Co. So this actually concludes the tour of Grand Central Terminal over here, and I think it is an amazing place just to see. So it goes beyond the concept of being just a normal terminal, normal kind of a transit place, which we have in other countries, which are not designed as beautifully, which might have a lot of history, but they're not kept in such a manner. So guys, I'm actually at the second place where you should be going in New York, which is again absolutely free, but it is absolutely worth your time. So Central Park actually offers one of the most amazing experiences that you can have in New York, because you are in the lap of nature. I mean, all the surrounding buildings, all the high rises, you are in the lap of nature. And the big thing here is that it's absolutely huge. It's 843 acres with a 70-acre water reservoir, a zoo, plenty of places where you can just have your picnic, play areas for children, and everything coexists beautifully. And the amount of greenery that there is all around, it is just amazing. It just takes you away. The further you go in, it just takes you away from the hustle and bustle of New York. So it offers a really nice break from all the madness that New York has, all the loud noises and everything that is going on in New York. So there are ponds here as well where fishing is allowed, and several people are fishing right down there in the pond. And interestingly, despite being so huge, 843 acres, this is not the biggest park in New York. There are other bigger parks in New York. So, and then you have really amazing vantage points as well, all across the park, which offer really nice views. So Central Park is actually too big to cover in a very short video, but I think this is absolutely a place where you should come, spend a couple of hours here. You might not be able to see the whole of it. Obviously it's 500 plus acres, so it will be difficult to walk that much in a couple of hours. But this is an absolute must thing to do if you're in New York, just to get away from all the madness. So one more place which you shouldn't miss, and which actually is most likely in your bucket list when you come to New York, is the Times Square experience. Because Times Square experience is basically makes New York what it is. It has absolutely everything. It's loud, it's flashy, it's capitalism at its finest. So you absolutely shouldn't miss, because there are always performances going on, something or the other going on. So Times Square, as you can see, is a pretty big hangout place, because you get an amazing shopping experience, and you have a lot of eateries out here, a lot of big chains, cafes, restaurants. So one very interesting fact about Times Square is that the grills that you see over here, these are actually not part of any vintage line or anything. This is actually a musical instrument. So if you go pretty close to it, it's actually very loud, but you can see, or you can actually hear it, a humming sound coming out of it. So these are the three places that I was supposed to cover in this video. So these are essential experiences that you can have for free in New York. There are many more videos that are coming up where I will cover such places which are absolutely free, such experiences which are absolutely free. So keep a watch out for that and subscribe to the channel.